Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all listen. Okay, I've been checking out this new show called A Flavor, like Atlanta Flavor, and it's created and executive produced by Amy Bolton Curley, and Keith Sweat is also one of the executive producers. And it's a foxsoul show. You can find it on foxsoul. You can watch it on YouTube, Tubi, Roku, Vizio. It's really good. So far, it's only 3 episodes. It's a quick watch. Like, it's fast paced. It's 30 minutes per episode. It's about 6 women, boss women in the restaurant business, and they have a total of 21 restaurants, between the 6 of them in the Atlanta area. And it's really good. I'm enjoying it. It kind of reminds me of Hard and Hustle Houston because of the boss women aspect of it, and they're working together. They all are bosses within their own right with the amount of businesses that they have. The homes are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I like the show, okay? If y'all watch it, get down in the comments and let me know. But let's go ahead and get to this recap, baby, of episode 1. Alright, so first we meet Miss Kechia, and she says she is the godmother and OG in the restaurant industry. She owns Cirque Bar and Grill, Cirque Blue Seafood House, and the Daiquiri Factory. She wants to create a food festival for the Atlanta area, and she's going to bring in other boss women from the Atlanta area. Then we get introduced to Bobby and Taryn. They own Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar. Taryn says that her and Bobby met waiting tables. They clicked and became friends. But Bobby says that they used to be friends, and now they're just business partners. She said it's like a marriage. They can't get out of it. Then Kechia introduces us to Shima. She owns Baltimore's Crab and Seafood. She owns Garden Park Brunch and Events, and she owns Bella. She says she's been in the business for 28 years, and in her first year of business, she made $1 million in carryout. Then we meet Andrea. She owns Cami Cakes. She started her business in 2008 because there were no cupcake businesses at that time. She started out with 2, and that multiplied into 6. And she named her business after her daughter, and her daughter is autistic. We meet Ebony, and she owns Nouveau Bar and Grill. She's the baby of the Atlanta restaurant industry. She says she's known for her seafood and grits. She was once on Good Morning America, where she shared that she has her own grit line, and whenever a bag is purchased, all of the proceeds go back to HBCU students. As soon as the regular grits come back in stock, I'm going to purchase some because I love grits, salt and pepper, never sugar. Okay? Miss Kechia says that all of the ladies are successful and have made millions of dollars in the restaurant business. But to tap into the food festival business is on a whole other level because it brings in $9 billion a year. And to start something like this with other successful Black women is something that has never been experienced. So over at the Daiquiri Factory, Miss Kechia called a meeting with her staff because they are getting ready for their 1-year anniversary. But Eleanor, who's the GM, hadn't made it in yet, and she was supposed to be there at like 12:30, I think, and it was 2 o'clock, and she was just now walking in. They're going to go over there and try to give Miss Kechia a hug. So Miss Kechia says that she opened her first Daiquiri Factory in 2010, and it stayed open for 10 years. And when she decided to reopen, she was shocked at how well the community responded because she didn't even know folks missed it as much as they did, right? So Eleanor was supposed to brief the staff on what the specials were for the party, and she hadn't. And Miss Kechia is looking like, oh, Claude, have mercy. So Miss Kechia gives them a rundown of what what to expect. And she also lets them know that she invited some special guests, which are the other ladies we just met. One of the staff members mentions that Miss Kechia's birthday is coming up, and they wanted to know if she had plans or if she wanted them to do anything for her. But Miss Kechia says that she's quite shy, and she just wants to concentrate on the anniversary party. Over there with Taryn and Bobby says she's the co-owner of Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar, and she has 2 business partners with 2 different locations and 2 additional locations that she owns by herself. Taryn is the other co-owner. She has 2 locations with Bobby, and she's opening a 3rd location by herself. When it comes to work, they work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and they run it very differently, which makes it hard for them to get along. So Bobby is sitting over there working on inventory, and she wants Taryn to start checking the inventory list before ordering, because there's no need to be ordering stuff that they already have. And then she congratulates Taryn in a sarcastic way on her new spot that she didn't tell Bobby about. And she reminds Taryn about them setting a boundary when it came to the business, where neither one of them will go out opening things until they've talked to each other about it. Just out of courtesy. Bobby was like, how do you know I wasn't looking at that same area? And Taryn says, because you like snooty suburban people who you try to make hood. I like the hood. So Bobby wants to know, well, what's the agreement then? Mind our own business? Taryn said, let me think on it. Bobby then gets a text, which was an invite to Miss Kechia's anniversary party, which she did accept. So then we see Shima, and she's been in the restaurant business since 1995. She comes from a family of women who know how to cook. When starting her business, she started out with her grandma's recipes, and her mom works with her, but when she first started out, her whole family worked with her. Her and her mom sit down to talk about an event they have coming up. Then one of the bartenders brings her one of the specials of the week that he created. And the reason he made it was because they had a lot of product that they needed to get rid of. She says when it comes to the restaurant business, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things that you have to pay attention to, because if you don't control it, you'll lose your way very fast. And then she gets the same text about the anniversary party. Her mom asked her, was she going? Because, baby, you don't like nobody. Shima says she wasn't going because she lives in her own little bubble. Then we head over to Cammy Cakes, which is owned by Andrea. And it started out as a gourmet cupcake bakery. They make about 25 different flavors a day. She said her and her ex-husband refinanced their home to start the first store. Then her daughter walks in, and in Andrea's confessional, you can see how emotional she gets when she talks about her daughter and why she created the business. She tells Camille that she thinks it's time for her to start thinking about school again. And she wanted to know in what ways had Camille prepared herself for college. They walk through the steps of what she'll have to do, filling out her application, setting up a campus visit, and Andrea wants her to try and do it all by herself first before she steps in. It's all about helping Camille build her independence. She lets her know that when she gets to college, she'll be by herself. It'll be all on her. Then in her confessional, Andrea says, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, there were so many thoughts that ran through her head, and the biggest thing was making sure that her daughter felt as normal as possible. She doesn't want her to feel like there's something wrong with her. She says she doesn't even say the word autistic around her daughter. She says she's doing her best to make sure that her daughter can stand in this world on her own. She doesn't want anyone feeling like they have to step in and be like, okay, well, who's going to take care of Camille if something happens to Andrea? Then she got invited to the party as well. Cammy thought she was going to the party too. Her mom was like, slow your roll, grasshopper. This is not for you. Then we head over to Ebony's restaurant, Nouveau Bar and Grill. She meets up with her team, who she says is the best of the best. Her team is unmatched. So she lets them know that now that she's in phase 4 of her house, she won't be around the restaurant as much. And she lets them know that she's turning over the Dallas restaurant to them from blueprint to completion. And they were excited because, baby, they was not expecting it. She got them a corporate house and a company car. Is already paid for. It will be their first project without Ebony. And then she cleared her schedule so that she could attend Miss Kechia's anniversary party. Then everybody starts pulling up at the party, and Miss Kechia says she invited all of the ladies to the party, but she has some other things in mind. So Tara thought she wasn't going to be invited, but Miss Kechia did invite her as well. All the ladies arrived, they're chit-chatting, and Ebony let the ladies know that she's opening up a new location in Dallas. She said before she got in the restaurant business, she did real estate, which she still does. She'll either build it, flip it, or hold it as an investment property. Bobby says that her and Taryn used to do real estate back in Chicago. They had a mortgage company. So it seems like they have some things in common. And then the general manager, she gets on the microphone, thanks everybody for coming, and she lets them know that today is Miss Kechia's birthday and she don't like to celebrate it, so they doing this behind her back. Then Miss Kechia walks in and all the guests show her lots of love. They sing happy birthday and everything. And not only that, they surprised her with a birthday song from Keith Sweat. And Keith gifted her with one of his platinum status bags. So Miss Kechia, she thanked everyone for showing up for her. her, and she introduced the other ladies to the guests as well. Shima says she doubts very seriously that any of her employees would do what Miss Keisha's employees did for her. Then Miss Keisha goes over to sit with the ladies, and she let them know that even though she invited them to her party, she wanted to talk to them about a food festival. Most of the ladies were already like, nah, I'm good. Some of them have already experienced food festivals, and it didn't turn out that good. Ebony feels like it's a good idea. She says she's here for it because they would do Taste of Chicago every year, and it was a great way to get eyes on your business because folks will come in from all over the world. And not only that, it'll be the first time it was ever done in Atlanta. And to make a statement with women who look like her is top tier in her opinion. Like Miss Keisha said, they're trendsetters. So why not do this? Terrence says Ebony is the baby of the business. Okay, she don't know no better. So Shima and Andrea say they prefer to work by themselves. And Bobby is like, she already has problems with one partner. She's not sure she can handle anymore. Miss Keisha tells them to sleep on it, and she's going to invite them over to her house so that they can talk about it in a more controlled environment. So for right now, just have fun, enjoy the party, enjoy the food, just have a good time. So Miss Keisha in her confessional says when she makes up her mind to do some stuff happens. And no one has ever counted her out. And that was the end of episode 1. If y'all have checked out the last 3 episodes of A Flavor, get down in the comments, let me know what y'all think about it, and I'll be back for episodes 2 and 3. And remember that episode 4 comes on tomorrow at 11 Central, okay? And I'll talk to y'all later.